Guys, welcome back. This is Deficit Podcast. Welcome back. This is Deficit Podcast. So we're now live. We're live on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and the rest of them. You see, today's topic says don't die without honor. You see, as an individual, as a human who is now growing and intending to actually become a pro in each and every aspect of your life, you must actually learn or be determined to ensure that you do things that are meaningful, things that can actually put you or bring you to limelight rather. A minute, please. A minute, please. Let me check if my connection, if our feed is actually alive. Okay, we are live. We're live. So let's proceed. Okay, then I think let me confirm if it's actually alright. Alright, so we're actually good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, so uh when we say don't die without honor, what do we mean? We mean that don't just come to life and live your life and without it, without your life being referred to positively by anyone. Now, how do people get honored? You see, one of the major things that can actually get people honored is when they do something remarkable or when they do something that is worth celebrating. Those are the things that actually bring people into honor, or that gives people honor, that brings people, that opens the window of honor to this to anybody rather. Let me just use the word. Those are the things that actually bring people into limelight when they do things that are worth celebrating, when they do something remarkable, either for themselves or for their community, for the people they represent. Those are the likely or possible things that can actually what get you or put you to limelight. You understand? So, as an individual, for you to actually do something, for you to get honored, for you to become honored, it therefore means that you ought to have, or you might have done something remarkable, something tangible that can make the people who are in your community, for them to see that there is now need for you to be honored for this particular thing that you've actually done for them or for the community or even for yourself, as the case may be. The majority of the time, this kind of honor are going to be things that are actually selfless. You understand? So they're going to be things that are actually selfless. And for all of such to happen, it therefore means for you to do things that can bring you honor. It therefore means that you have to go beyond average, because doing average might likely not going to bring honor to you, or if actually it brings honor, it's going to be a honor that is not worth celebrating, or a honor that might be at the minute or at the smallest level. And I believe that you wouldn't want to actually what hop in or settle for such. And it is based on such that you must understand the concept of honor, that nobody gets honored or get rewarded for failing. People always get rewarded for succeeding or for becoming successful, for doing something very remarkable, for doing something very tangible. So, in other words, for you to become honored, for you to get honored, it therefore means that you've done something very tangible in your life, in your society, in your community, and the rest of them. So this means that you must live beyond every other person. You must live more than the average person in mentality, in philosophy, in beliefs, in understanding, in discipline, and the rest of them. And even in vision, you must not have the vision of an average person. You must have a vision that has the ability to produce more than an average result. Now, for you to have a vision that can enable you to produce a result that is more than an average result, it therefore means that you must do things differently than what every other person in your age or in your society might have done, or they are possibly doing. And this entails thinking critically, thinking beyond how every other person actually thinks, walking extra mile beyond how every other person actually walk, and so on and so forth. You understand? So this is how producing or doing things that actually brings honor. This is how its foundation actually what gets started. Then another thing, after you've put in the discipline, putting in the work, you're now doing putting all of these things into place to get you results that can make you to be honored, or to get you rewarded, or get you honored, and the rest of them. You must also ensure that you do not allow the busy bugs and the noxious weeds. You must not allow them to steal what you are actually doing, or you must not allow them to steal your effort. I say not allow them to steal your effort. You might have heard of people tell stories that how they actually started the project, and why the project was getting to stage of of them getting recognized. Someone else actually went and stole the concept, and this person went further to actually what to present the idea, or to present the concept, that he or she is the one who is actually what responsible for that particular thing, even though they were never part of such particular project. And with such kind of things now, it therefore means that the original creator have now lost credence, have now lost, values, all of the effort he or she did put in during the process of, creating all of these particular ideas. The rest of them, it therefore means they are all now wasted. You understand? So this is the reason why you are on this journey of creating a life that that gets honored. You must also understand that all of these values that you are creating, you must learn to defend them. Jim Rohn said something that he said that all good must be attacked, that all good on this earth must be attacked. Hence, all values must be defended. He said that as far as on this earth that we are now, this planet earth that we are, that all good will be attacked. Hence, all values, when we say all values, all things that are precious, all things that you cherish so much, all the things that you cherish with your wisdom, your understanding, and the rest of them, you must learn to deliberately what to defend them. Because not learning to defend them will make them open and make them vulnerable for this attack that we're actually talking about. So it is based on this that you must learn to deliberately defend all of these values that you intend to actually what to showcase for positive feedback. You understand? Like I said earlier, people would want to take credit for what they do not work for, and you would not want to allow such to actually happen to you while you've been working day and night, having sleepless nights, putting in a lot of effort, having sleepless nights, putting in a lot of sacrifices, having, making connections, making networks, and the rest of them. You wouldn't want to put in all of those work, then you allow somebody else who know nothing while you were doing all of this, or this person could even possibly be sleeping or just be watching you from afar, and his intention or her intention would just be to steal this particular effort of yours. You don't want to allow such to actually happen. And for you to allow these kind of things not to happen, you must ensure that you create a system that enables you to actually what to defend all of these values from these kind of invaders, so that they don't make your effort look like a joke by stealing, the results that you've actually produced and showcase it to be their own result, whereas they never worked for it. So these are the things that you must actually put into consideration as somebody who intends to produce or who intends to get honored for what you have actually done. And another major thing that's actually associated with honor is, a lot of discipline, countless discipline that, the discipline now become a part and parcel of you, it now becomes a part of your life. And discipline here could include habits, it could include what you eat, it could include the places you go, it could include the networks that you have or the network you have to create. It could include the places you have to stay. It could include your choice of the people you meet and the people you do not or you should not and must not meet. You understand? You see, there is a saying that says that, good communication corrupt good manners. That statement was not just made out of, just sheer excitement. good communication corrupt good manners. Now, this is how it actually works. Now, it can happen that it can actually happen that uh you are not you are the good vessel here, and and you surround yourself, or you are constantly exposing yourself to bad or evil communication rather, and you are not saying anything, you are just listening. Now, as you continually listen to all of this evil or bad communication, a time will come that you might be tempted to ask them questions on how you can actually participate. For instance, people saying that they get involved in shady deals, and they make six-figure incomes, seven-figure incomes in just one deal, and so on and so forth. And for instance, it happens that you might not be making up to six figures yet, maybe you are still just making four figures, as the case may be. A temptation can arise that one day you might be tempted to ask them that, this your deal, how can I join, or how can someone actually what? How can someone actually join? I would like to join, and and so on and so forth. With such, you are now gradually corrupting your good manner that you initially have, and you actually never intended to corrupt. So this is where I said that the choice of the people you should meet, you should not meet, and you should never meet or hang out with, this is where it plays a very crucial role. You understand? Now, another aspect of this could be that you might be posing yourself as a particular image to some people potentially. And these people are gradually having some kind of belief towards you. And for some reasons, this category of people now saw you with these bad guys. Now, their thoughts now is now will now gradually or begin to dwindle, because they might now doubt if you are actually one person in the surface and another person behind. So you are like a dual, you are now have a dual personality. So at that particular time, they do not know who to believe, what to believe, if they should believe you are a good person, or they should believe that you are a bad person. You understand? So they might also believe that maybe you are a bad person, and you are pretending to be good just to ensure that you enter into a particular circle, and cut away something precious in that particular circle, or even to destroy such circle. So based on such, these people will be very skeptical with how they relate with you after seeing you in a kind of strange gathering, or in this kind of strange uh, association. So this is where the concept of evil communication, corrupting good manners, this is why you must actually what? You must not take it lightly. You must take it with all seriousness, and ensure that you do away with such kind of association, or with such kind of network. There are another crucial rule as regarding living for honor and getting prepared for honor, is that you must learn to do what every other person is not doing. When I say learning to do what every other person is not doing, I mean the good things that every other person is not doing. If it's about honor, you must be prepared to also what? To give honor. And why is that you are preparing to give honor? There's a statement that says that to whom much is given, much is expected. You see, doors don't just open. every door you actually in every room you are intending to get into, there are people who are already in that room already. And for you to get into such rooms, majority of the time there might be a price to pay. And such prices might be with money, might be with loyalty, might be with might be with friendship, might be with maybe relationship and the rest of them. It can even be with talent, it could be with good character. You understand? So for you to for the people who are already in those rooms to open such doors for you to come in to the particular room, to meet them in that particular room now, it therefore means that there must be something that you must give, or that must set you apart and make it easy for you to get in into such rooms easily. And having to honor the people in those particular room, maybe probably not all, but it could just be one or two. It will facilitate your promotion into getting into such rooms. You understand? So you must not look at such rooms and despise them. You understand? This is because you need to be there, or you need to get there, or you desire to get there. You understand? What you despise, you cannot have or you can't achieve. If you despise greatness, there is no way, or you despise great people, there is no way you can become great. Now, what I'm saying here does not mean that, you should honor people who are doing bad. That's not what I'm saying. You should understand the difference between the two. You must have, or you ought to have done your research and you know what actually took these people to this path of greatness. And you should now know that, okay, these are the kind of people I want to be with, or I'll intend to be like. Then before you choose your path of honoring them or not honoring them. You understand? So that's a very crucial thing that you must actually put into consideration. So that's it for this particular concept of preparing for honor. And there's one particular phrase I said, and I'll say it again, that those who live without discipline end up dying without honor. So, in other words, for you not to die without honor, you must learn discipline as early as possible. Get honored as early as possible, and let that honor rise from height to height, and from a lower phase to a greater phase, and so on and so forth. This is the Deficit Podcast. Do what to like this video and subscribe this channel, and I will talk to you in the next one. As usual, peace.